frontside 5 transition. It's always scary, but there's a cheat code which makes it a lot safer. First, let's see why it's so scary and why you hang up. Your shoulders blocks your view, and you can't see the bottom of the ramp. It's a bit exaggerated, but it looks something like this. You have to focus on your front foot and the direction you are going, and you can't quite see what's under there. Meanwhile, your back skull is exposed to the bottom of the ramp, which makes it very natural that you feel uncomfortable. In addition, this trick is known to hang up very easily. The reason why the rear truck hangs up is that the toe side wheel bites into the coping. By being unable to see the bottom side of the ramp, you often crouch your body due to fear, which increases the pressure on the wheel even more. In order to loosen that pressure, theoretically, you have to lean your body toward the bottom of the ramp. But the thing is that leaning backward is scary. You might think that opening your shoulders more will help as it lets you see the bottom of the ramp. Unfortunately, it becomes much harder to keep the grinding position by doing so. Turning your shoulders also turns the board. As a result, the lock of the rear truck comes off. Before talking about how to deal with it, let me show you one more reason why the rear truck hangs up: foot placement and weight distribution. In a backside 5-0, you can lock either on your toe or your heel. In either case, while grinding, a big body of your weight is distributed on your heel. Just like that, you can stand stably when your heel supports your body weight because of the way the human body is built. The same is true for a frontside 5-0. To stay balanced, you need to support your weight on your heel. If you stand on your toe, your ankle bends due to your body weight, making the position very unstable. What makes it hard is that placing your heel on the coping means locking the truck in much deeper. As a result, you must move the truck farther to return into the ramp. So it's a dilemma. By having your weight on your heel, you can stand stably. But then your truck needs to move a longer distance, making it harder to roll back in. And this is when a cheat code kicks in: nose grab. Once again, the rear truck hangs up because the toe side wheel sits on the back. Although you should bring this wheel back into the ramp by leaning your body axis inward. It is just natural that you want to roll your back as a natural reflex when you feel danger. If that's the case, why not get that reflex on your side instead of fighting against it? If you wind up rolling your back, then do it more and grab the nose with your front hand. Once you grab it, pull the nose. And your body and board rotate around the tip of the tail. And you can move the rear truck completely back inside the ramp, allowing you to double make sure that the rear truck clears the coping. You do not even have to do this while moving. If you approach at a decent speed, the board naturally slows down and eventually comes to a stop. It is at that moment that you should lift the nose and move the toe side wheel over the coping. From there, the movement is essentially the same as drop in. The nose grab also has another important advantage. In a frontside 5-0, your limited vision often makes you open your shoulders too much. When you hold the nose, however, your shoulders are naturally forced to stay parallel with the board. This prevents the board from rotating too far and keeps the rear truck from slipping off the coping. Seen from the first-person view, it looks something like this. Ride up the ramp, get the rear truck on the coping, and reach out your front hand almost at the same time. As you can see, your view is pretty much blocked, but your body becomes compact, and even if you fail, you can easily step off your board. When grabbing, have your weight on your back foot, and avoid opening your shoulders too much, otherwise the rear truck slips off the coping. As you grind, the board's angle naturally increases, and pull the nose to go back in. I believe this is a great way to get used to the feeling of exposing your biological weakness to the bottom side of the ramp. As always, use protective gear whenever you think necessary. Once you learn how to do this, start leaning your body inward. When in fact, once you can do it, you don't really have to worry too much about letting the rear wheels clear the coping. If your body weight is inside the ramp, more wheel weight is distributed onto the front wheels, making it possible for the rear wheels to ride over the coping. In other words, if you lean inward, that causes the rear wheels to follow as an effect. So it's not because the rear wheels clear the coping that you can finally lean inward, it's the other way around. And that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.